Legend of War here, and today we're going to be rating a one-man doomstack, this time covering Zhao Ming. So let's go through his equipment and traits and see what's going on with him, and I'll explain what's done right and what he could do to make this a little bit better, and then test it out against Kairos Fateweaver here. So, we've got the Armor of Destiny, that's correct, that's the right armor to have. We've got this Slaash Blade, that's correct, good one. Talisman of Preservation, awesome. The enchanted item, Catalytic Kiln, yep, that's correct. Arcane item, Trickster's Shard. Now, he doesn't have the correct item that he needs here, but there's an item called the Bejeweled Dagger. Now, I've never actually gotten it in any of my campaigns, but I have seen that it does exist. And what that item does is provide 25% ward save and gives them the Phoenix ability, so that if they get below 10% health, they can essentially revive themselves. Which, in this case here, is actually bad, so as long as you don't fall below 10% health, you're fine. But the 25% ward save would make a big difference here. Then he's also got the Great Celestial Banner, which provides 20% ward save. So in case you're wondering where that is, that's a tech tree banner, so everyone can get that as soon as you just get to that point. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure how to get the Bejeweled Dagger. I think it's connected to the caravans. I think you need to successfully complete like a certain number of caravan missions before it'll be given to you. It's not just a location reward, because I've sent a caravan out to every location in a single campaign and not received it, so I'm not entirely sure how you get it, but I do know that it exists. Anyway, looking at him at the moment, he's got 47% ward save, 67% with this active, and then he's got an ability in here called Warding Iron that'll get him to 72% ward save, because that provides an additional 5% there. So with the Bejeweled Dagger, that would push him way over 90%, putting him at his ward save cap. Now he's got 5% physical resistance, which that'd be great against human opponents, but against demons is pretty much useless because they all do magic damage. And now since magic damage has been significantly buffed because you can't resist it except by ward save, spell resistance here is practically worthless. I mean, it'll block against the blue fire of Cinch, but that's not really that much of a threat anyway. Okay, other things to look to is traits. Now, there's not a lot of traits in the current Realm of Chaos campaign. There'll be a lot more with Mortal Empires, but the key ones that we're looking for here is Victory over Miao Ying, which he doesn't have. Not essential. That just gives him 3 extra melee defense. Victory over Throts, which he doesn't have, which would give him 10% extra health. And then the trait, like the Bloody trait, tier 3, which will give him 20% extra health. So he doesn't have that. So he's missing out on 3 melee defense and 30% extra health. Not that big of a deal, and I think we can still evaluate him as is, because I think that Zhao Ming has the highest potential for a one-man doomstack out of anyone in the game currently, because he can hit 92% ward save, 97% ward save, it doesn't really matter, he hits 90% ward save, so he blocks 90% of all physical and magical weapons. He's got really high melee stats. He's got 2 loads of regen, because in dragon form and in foot form, human form I suppose, he's got 75% health regen, so he essentially can regenerate 150% of his maximum health. So in many ways he could actually be better than Mal's Darkblade as a one-man doomstack. Mal's Darkblade is currently, in terms of the entirety of Total War Warhammer, the strongest one-man doomstack. Not necessarily the best, because it's really inconvenient to make him a one-man doomstack, but Zhao Ming might actually be able to overtake him. But you've got to get the Bejeweled Dagger, and you've got to get those other traits to do it. Anyway, let's fight this battle over here. We're going up against Kairos Fateweaver with a lot of troops there. Another army, and the settlement garrison. So it's a little bit more than 2 full stacks. Actually, before we do this, I didn't check. I need to check the battle difficulty. I'm pretty sure it's on very hard. Yeah, okay, all good. Just need to double check that. Alright, let's do this. Now, a lot of people will say that Miao Ying is actually the best one-man doomstack, or one-woman doomstack. The more I look into it, the more I think that it's actually Zhao Ming, because Miao Ying can't regenerate passively. She does have heal spells, Earthblood, and regrowth, but she has to be in human form to do that. She's also got Life Bloom, so when she uses the Talon of the Night, she can regenerate a little bit with that. But otherwise, she needs to be equipped with the von Carstein Blade. Now, in Mortal Empires, whenever that comes around, she'll just be able to go and defeat Isabella's trait to go and get that passive regen, assuming they don't get rid of that. Creative Assembly have really hit Total Warhammer 3 with a big nerf bat. Just nerfing everything fun, it seems, from doing this sort of trait stuff. So it's quite possible that a lot of the really powerful traits that existed in Warhammer 2 might get completely nerfed into oblivion. And we'll get more causes terror when fighting against vampires, which would be totally useless since vampires aren't affected by terror, you know, because Katarin causes terror when going up against Kislev. Grombrindle causes terror when fighting against dwarves. Those kind of traits are absolute rubbish, and I've told Creative Assembly that they're absolute rubbish, but they're like, well, if they're complete rubbish, let's put in some more. I don't know, whatever. What are you gonna do about it? Alright, let's go in there and just charge into melee. Now, I want to go on foot first and try to use up all of our magic before we go into dragon form, because when he goes into dragon form, he can only use fire breath. So if you ever look here at the moment, he should be, yeah, 72% ward save. Just go straight into melee with whatever. What did they just do on me? Oh, I think he's pinned me down. I can't move. That's okay. Yeah, that's it. I wanted him to come down so I could fight. I could have flown up and gotten him. Yeah, that's it. Shoot your own units. Trickster Shard's rubbish. Right. I really like the Wall of Wind of Fire. It's especially good against Cinch because the spell lasts a long time, and while any unit is under its spell, even if they're not taking much damage, they can't regenerate their barrier while it's going on. Because sometimes you can be in melee with a Cinch Force and just not have landed a hit for a few seconds, and they get their bloody barrier restored. Overcasting it does do more armor piercing, but like I said, I'm just really using this to ensure their barrier doesn't regenerate. Because, oh, then again, we've got the Mortis Engine effect, so that should be working. Yeah, it is very slowly working against their barrier here, just really, really slow. So at the moment, he's only got 28 kills, so yeah, I might need to actually overcast it. Alright, speed up a little bit or else it'll just take too long. So looking at that, yeah, 33% armor piercing as opposed to 0%. Because there's a lot of Forsaken here, and Forsaken have a decent amount of armor. Now we could also use this spell here, but it costs 16 winds of magic. And it's just like a big explosion spell. Against Cinch, you want to be dishing out constant damage so that they're not regenerating that goddamn barrier. Anyway, that's just so cheap as well. And since we've got such limited winds of magic, we need to make use of what we've got. So, yeah, not having maximum ward save, 90%, we are taking some damage here, but the more units that get sent in here, the better. More damage we can do with this. Channeling Staff would have been better. So I could have done another spell. Used our abilities more often. But yeah, the spot for that one needs to be for the Bejeweled Dagger. I feel like it's fine to evaluate this without it, giving you an idea of how strong he is, even not at full power. And if you're watching my live stream recently, you know how powerful Kara's Fate Weaver can potentially be. Of course, the AI doesn't know how to do that stuff. Yeah, if you ever look here, he doesn't even have life leeching. Although the AI Cinch factions do kind of get unlimited winds of magic, because what Kara's Fate Weaver can do is he can actually use Gleam Magic on himself, generate winds of magic, and then use Arcane Surge, which is bugged for the player, but doesn't seem to be bugged for the AI. So the AI actually does, at least Kairos AI, does seem to have unlimited winds of magic. We've also got this as well, which we can use a little bit later down the track. So, taking a bit of damage here. But the more it blobs up, the better. Keep it coming.
Come on.
Yeah, we're racking up that damage.
Let destruction reign.
I think Kairos has the glittering scales on him.
Them. Power of the element.
But yeah, I think we're just getting constantly disrupted. I can't even see where he is. He's in there somewhere. Yeah, he's in there somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Need him to focus on Kairos. So far, we've only killed 200 of them. Need to start getting some of them to disintegrate. Maybe I'll pop this down. Overcast it? Yeah, alright, let's do that. Because there's a big blob here. Let's do it. See how many kills this gets. Like 300. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, have some more.
The art of yay.
What if we win this without even needing to go into dragon form? Because yeah, he's actually more powerful on foot than on the dragon, but you go into dragon form once he's hit his max regen. Because when he's in dragon form, he's a bigger target, which means he gets hit more often. But it does also mean that he will get disrupted less. But yeah, these soul grinders just can't shoot at him right now. So we get rid of all their infantry while in foot form. Then once all their infantry are gone, we go into dragon form and pick off all the single entities. After we've used up all the magic, of course. Because yeah, that's not going to be that useful against stuff. So we got Final Transmutation here. But I personally think that pretty much all of his spells are better than Final Transmutation. I still don't think it's an amazing spell. Right, one more hit on Kairos and we're done with him.
Lord of Sanyang.
Alright, cool. That should get him crumbling. Yeah, he's out of here now.
Father's land. The iron wind.
God damn, still more reinforcements coming. A lot of soul grinders here. Oh, he bloody rallied. But that spell, so close. Go, one more hit. Now it's quite likely that they're able to do their Cinch's huge nuke ability, but they're not going to use that on a single entity. What I could do is pop this down in the middle of this, wait for more reinforcements to show up, so that they actually nuke their own units. Then again, I don't think there's that many left. Oh no, there's still... Yeah, there's still ones out here just not doing anything. So you can go into melee, try to take out the single entities there. Still got a little bit of reserves to come in. Right, we've got an hour timer out on this battle. This will be long done by an hour. I'm not going to overcast it. There's just not that many of them there. Good. He's got 1,000 kills now. How much damage? 170,000. Soul Grinder hitting us up.
Come on, unleash.
Okay, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go into dragon form. But I can always just go back into foot form later. Oops. Because I want to start taking out some of these soul grinders. What are you doing? Alright, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And take out some of these single entities on the edges here. Yeah, as a big boy, he definitely takes a lot more damage from missiles. And also, just avoid them for a moment to regen some damage. Could dodge those shots. Because, yeah, there's a lot of soul grinders there. Just thinking. Because, yeah, we could totally buy time here just to give him some regen. Then just go back into foot form. Because he's definitely a better fighter on foot. Definitely. Going into dragon form provides him with like 100 extra damage. It's barely anything. Yeah, those shots from the soul grinders are pretty much homing. Yeah, I'm just going to go into this form just to regenerate some health and go back into it. Because we were starting to take a bit of damage. We want him to come out of this essentially at full health. So yeah, just going into dragon form every now and again could be good just to get away. Recover some health and then go back into it. Alright, let's pop down this. There. They'll immediately nuke it, I think. Yeah, they did. But it's gonna nuke their own units. That's actually pretty funny. Cool. And let's go back into human form. And he's at full health. But yeah, Cinch is a pain in the ass to fight. Absolute pain in the ass. That's it. Get all their infantry to come around us now. So I can start using more of that magic. That's it. There's more horrors here now than there were before. Okay, so let's not overcast it because we don't need all that extra armor piercing. There is a few Forsaken, but I want to get rid of the horrors. Good. No sign of his max cooldown on that just yet. I think the Exalted Flame is doing a fair bit of damage. Good, he's doing just fine there. Totally dogpiled. Where? Oh yeah, they're the Soul Grinders. Well, if the Soul Grinders don't come in soon, they might have the army losses inflicted on them. Because if we stay fairly close to full health, the game will think that we've taken no damage, and if we do 78% damage to them, they'll just give us the win.
Atomize them.
Which at the moment, we've killed 78% of them, but the Soul Grinder is obviously worth more, so they're weighted higher than a Blue Horror.
The iron wind. Come on, unleashed.
And there's the army losses. Like I said would happen. Because they didn't use them, and we were at full health, nearly full health, they had the army losses inflicted. Very powerful one-man doomstack. I would actually argue that Scarbrand probably would have lost this battle. That Scarbrand that we had as the one-man doomstack. I think he would have lost this. Because he got no protection against the magic missiles. He's got a lot of protection against Kairos' spells, but that's the least of your concerns. And, you know, they didn't have the fire rain rockets to kill their own units. And he's a big target. Now, it's also really important to note that Zhao Ming was not at full strength. In fact, you got to understand the difference between like 72% ward save and 92% ward save is actually gigantic, okay? It's not he'll take 18% less damage, right? He'll actually take 1/3 less damage that he currently is, because it kind of works in reverse. He's currently taking 28% damage of whatever they're doing. But if you're at 90%, you only take 10% damage. So that's 3 times less than what he's currently taking right here. So if we were at 90%, they wouldn't have even been scratching us. And then if he had the extra health, he could have taken on 4 full stacks of 4 of like just non-stop soul grinders, and they would have just tickled him. So, in terms of rating this particular one-man doomstack, I'd have to give it 9.5, but only because it's not at full potential. I am going to now state, though, that Zhao Ming, at full power, so that is to say, when he's got Throtch traits, when he's got the various other combat traits from other legendary lords, when he's got the bloody trait, and if he has the Bejeweled Dagger, is a 10 out of 10 legendary lord for one-man doomstack, and is better than Malice Darkblade. I'm going to say that Zhao Ming is currently the strongest one-man doomstack in Total War Warhammer 1, 2, or 3. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think, whether you agree or disagree with my rating of Zhao Ming. Currently, like I said, in my opinion, he is now the toppest of tier one-man doomstack. There is, if he's at full power, there is no army in the game that can beat him. Anyway, that's the end of this one here. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.